thank you so much, Team Ampliz and Varun and Devarti for inviting me today to speak. It's amazing.
Our pleasure. Thank you for joining, Karan. Like it was a quick scheduling, and thanks for voluntarily, showing your interest to share your story and the experience of digital marketing hacks, like we discussed. Hi all. Hi. Thank you for joining. So we'll start off quickly. So before that, what we are planning to do is like there are some rules before we get in because I don't want anyone interrupting while the call is happening. So I want to make sure we are on the same page. So you can see there is a raise hand option while we are having conversation. You can simply raise your hands so that I'll quickly look at your and unmute you guys, and you can share your question or your input in this conversation. But if someone is unmuting without giving us a heads up, that would be a proper very disturbance for the conversation. So just want to make sure everyone's joining. So yes, 24 people has joined. Really interesting. I want at the end of the call to everyone to share their URL such that we can connect over LinkedIn and keep in touch on what all updates things you guys are doing around. Cool. So before we start, uh, thank you, Karan. Thank you once again for joining us on this conversation. So the subtle truth of digital marketing. So yeah,
Thanks
really.
for having me.
We are really happy that you said ready to give us your valuable time. For that, I'll give you a small introduction about Karan and myself. So Karan here, he's a digital practitioner and he is a co-founder of a company called doeconsult.com, and he's also have a personal brand called karanparwani.com, and he's also a great podcaster. I've been listening to a few of his podcasting with Gaurav and with Neil Patel. So I know there are a lot of people would be thinking like, how did he manage to get Neil Patel? So that's the last question of this session, which I want to keep it for the last because everyone would be really curious to listen to that part. How did he manage to do that? Let's start, Karan. So, like my very first question was, since this is, we are going through a very bad phase in 2020. Everyone thought like 2020 will be really awesome. But yes, there are like awesome plenty of times over the month. But because of COVID, because of coronavirus, lot of things are quite unfamiliar. We haven't seen these kinds of situations before, and hope everything gets back to normal as it was earlier. And so I just want to start off the conversation by asking you, like, how you're taking this coronavirus or this COVID problem right now. What is the situation?
So there are two sides to it. Of course, one is the positive side, one is the negative side.
Yep.
Positive side is that, Earth needed this break from humans.
Correct.
Right? If you see that, what we are doing is not correct according to nature's norms, which has
Yes.
been set.
Yeah.
So Earth has had to do it. So when you see right now the pollution level is zero right now,
Yeah.
and there are animals coming on the road. I've seen from Haridwar one video that deers have come on the road, right?
Okay.
So we can see that there's a lot of positive thing going on, but negative side of course is the human loss
Yeah.
and the economic loss.
Yeah.
So that's what I see as a negative thing, because see, the earth, and if we have to keep ourselves growing, if we have to keep our family growing, we need money. We
Yep.
cannot ignore that fact.
Yeah.
And according to IMF today, the recession is already there. They have announced it's official,
Yeah.
and it will be covered by the next year. So situation is of course not good right now, neither for businesses, not for employees, not for government, no one,
Yeah.
because coronavirus is not, okay, I would not, touch the
Correct.
rich people. I only touch the poor people. So if you see UK's prime minister has it. Prince Charles, one of the like highest dignitaries in the world, has it. So as I see it, it's definitely one of the bad things which has happened to the humanity since Spanish flu, which happened in 1918, and that almost killed around a lot of people in the world. So I think Earth takes a break, so we have to accept the fact that it has happened now, and we can only change it by changing ourselves only. So again, what government says is to do social distancing,
Yeah.
don't go outside. But
Exactly.
WHO has also said that it is not the only solution.
Yes.
So for the country
Exactly.
like India, where we have around 700 people per square kilometer, 600 people, It's not easy to maintain social distancing, right? If you see
Yeah.
Mumbai slums also, that's happening. But one thing is that, for humans, this is a time to upskill themselves, right? You take a lot of courses. For people
Mhm.
who wanted to learn, they said, we are in a jobs, we don't have time to upskill ourselves. So this is a good time for you to learn, right? Listen to podcasts, read books, take up courses, upskill yourself. So when all of this is ending, right? So you are in a better position to take better jobs. You're in a
Mhm.
better position to be, promoted. You're in a
Right.
better position to be, applying new skills which can make you more money. So
Yeah.
that is one of the advantages. And as I see it, it's definitely a loss to humanity. As I
Mhm.
see, there's an estimated of 1 million deaths which can happen
Yeah.
in India.
Yeah.
I've gotten thing from doctor. So it's definitely, that's how I see it. It's an
Yeah.
opportunity, as this, at the same time it's a negative thing for as a loss of humanity.
So
Yeah.
I just want to directly ask the question, what first question, like what brands have you seen in particularly outstanding in responding to this COVID-19 crisis in terms of their marketing, and why do you think that?
Okay, once I've seen that, if we talk about internet companies, right? So we can
Yeah.
segment it into 3 to 4 industries. One is
Yeah.
internet companies, one is fashion brands, and another one is the normal retail companies, or the MNCs of India.
Yeah.
So if I see, when it comes to internet companies, they have done with great marketing when it comes to providing their content for free, or
Mhm.
extending their services, discounting their offers. So
Okay.
this is one of the good strategy when it comes to social initiative. Also, it's good for their top of the funnel crowd which they're getting.
Okay. Okay.
So if you see Shopify, it is extended from 14 days to 90 days
Mm.
free trial. So imagine how many people who wanted to get into Shopify will now get into Shopify. And when
Exactly.
it all ends, Shopify has a great audience already built up, and now it
Mhm.
can then convert into customers. I have
Mhm.
also seen digital marketer opening its courses till April 15. Now they've extended. I have
Okay.
seen Moz doing it, and I've seen Google coming out, and recently the news came that they're allowing $340 million worth of free ads to the small business owners.
Okay.
So that news has, I have read it on CNBC official, and they're doing it so that business can leverage the
Mhm.
advertisements, and it doesn't, because first thing, when an epidemic or pandemic is occurred,
Yeah.
businesses always cut down on marketing.
Yeah.
That's the first thing which always goes, because
Yeah.
marketing, they can survive with customers which they have. They already only have to pay salaries. So
Yeah.
Google has done good job, Shopify has done good job, digital marketer has done good job. A lot of SaaS based companies, Zoom has also provided,
Yeah.
to which we are doing. Zoom has provided good resources.
Netflix.
And when it comes to fashion brands, I have seen Prada and all the big
Mhm.
fashion brands making masks, creating masks for the companies, right?
Okay.
1 lakh masks. So they're donating the masks to hospitals, they're giving them. So that's what advantage I've seen with the brands, like fashion brands, Prada and all the big LV, right?
Yeah.
All those
Yeah.
companies. And I've seen Microsoft doing great job in donating money. Bill Gates Foundation, Bill
Yeah.
and Melinda Gates Foundation, Facebook Foundation, and fashion brands. And Reliance in India has already prepared a hospital with 100 beds,
Yeah.
right? And Anand Mahindra has also, Mahindra Group has also come forward in providing its resorts as isolation wards for
Yes.
COVID-19 patients.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I've seen, yep. So this is thing. Mahindra has come up with, to make ventilators for India,
Mhm.
because when we see, we have only 1 lakh ventilators.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
too low, like compared to the cases which will come in.
1.3 billion people.
Like, people, if it, I mean, God forbid it doesn't happen, but if it happens, it's
Right.
definitely not going to be a good scene, right?
Yeah.
So Mahindra is acting up,
Mm.
and fashion brands have been acting up, internet companies have acted up. So these are companies, Nike has done a good job with,
Yeah.
providing the message, right? Nike says just don't do it. Right? McDonald's have this logo, they have
Yeah.
separated the logo and kept it.
Kept it. Yes. Social
Correct,
distancing.
correct. We have seen Japan Olympics have been, Olympics company, the committee which sets us up. They have
Yeah.
also made the logo, like, they have separated the logo.
Separate circles.
Correct. If you see Audi has also separated its logos. Like,
Mhm.
for example, they are, compromising with their brand image, brand logo to, you know, in, make
Communicate.
correct, communicate and provide the awareness to people. That's very important.
Yes.
So that's what I have seen into brands, and it's definitely good job. Corporates have to come together in order to
Okay.
support. Paytm has also opened up the donation, so if anyone is
Yeah.
here who wants to donate,
Mm.
Paytm has already opened the donation, so you can go and donate to government funds. And free charge and all of the internet companies,
Mhm.
phone pay. So they have done a good job. That's what I have noticed.
Mm. like online platforms, there are like even big basket also, like online
Correct.
grocery shop also actually gained
Yes.
out quite a lot of it. So I like just want to understand, like, how do you shift, how you shifted your priorities or efforts in wake of this COVID-19 situation, and what strategy have you implemented aside from, virtual, apart from all these virtual events? What are the other digital marketing strategies, and what priorities you have set, and what are the best practices?
Correct. So right now, if we talk about from the agency perspective,
Yeah.
we have fortunately we have one high ticket client which has shown a great leadership quality, which is not being panicking at this moment. So they're already ready with free, because it's an education company. All right.
Okay.
So they are one of the biggest in Bangalore when it comes to Java training.
Okay.
So they have come up with a test which they're going to do online for free, pan
Okay.
India. All
Okay.
right. So it will help a lot of people to gain the knowledge without paying up.
Yeah.
And then later, eventually the funnel is to convert them at the last. But this
Yeah.
funnel would be used to gather a lot of people and provide them education for free.
Okay.
That's what we are doing with the one of the brands.
Yeah.
And other strategy would definitely be to have a lot of online sessions like these with the companies. For example, if you have a client with whom you're not doing good, or your relations are not good, what
Yeah.
you can do is you can help them out with providing a lot of free information, consulting them for free.
Yeah.
So what happens when everything is over, right? So I'm thinking from a long term perspective, like when
Okay.
this is over, what will happen after that?
Yeah.
So when it's over, your relationship is much more stronger. Then you would be able to sell them more, and you
Yeah.
would be able to make more money. So
Yeah.
you need to create info products if your company is into info products or not, but you should definitely create some ebooks and guides to be circulated among a lot of people, right? If you're a agency, if you're a consultant, if you're anyone who is seeing this, if you have any kind of business, create an info product right now and circulate it for free or charge some money. Through that,
Okay.
you're already adding a lot of top of the funnel traffic for you, and then
Yeah.
later that those people will already be connected to you, and then later you can sell your products. Third
Okay.
thing which I'm doing is I'm enhancing the personal branding. See,
Okay.
personal branding, it's already important.
Yes.
If you see right
Absolutely.
now, corporations can die, corporations can go out of money, but the personal brands cannot, right?
Yeah.
Sundar Pichai cannot die, if
Yeah.
right? Satya Nadella cannot die. So these are already personal brands, they will
Yeah.
stand up, they can make money themselves, right? So that's the need of the hour. You need to start creating a personal brand, you need to
Yeah.
start adding value to the market. So once
Okay.
you do this right now, definitely when everything ends, I think it will take around 7 to 8 months for everything to end. You will
Yeah.
have a good presence in the market, and then when you will be able to sell a lot of stuff,
Okay.
right? Again, the long term perspective.
Okay.
And personal brand is one, providing free books, free info products is must. And then
Yeah.
figuring out a good creative way with your customers, interact with your clients who are
Uh-huh.
still containing with you, and
Uh-huh.
see how you can add value to their customers, right?
Yeah.
For example, going live every day and saying them like, this is the status of COVID-19, how you can protect yourself, and then the same time you're interacting with the customers. So that's what I've done. I saw Saurav Jain's video yesterday. That's what he's doing for a client. And
Okay.
they have a client, they're all providing more information to their customers. So this way the customers are getting more connected, and then later saw its advantage to Saurav's agency also.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at. Third strategy is personal branding. Fourth strategy is email marketing,
Okay.
right? I have email marketing now. People would be understanding a lot more importance, because Facebook is will increase its cost.
Yeah.
Facebook and Google together are going to use around $40 billion in ad revenue. That's
Okay.
what a statistic which came yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So once it comes, the cost will be, I think, higher. Of course, Facebook will charge you more money, and your ad delivery won't be efficient. Right now, Facebook is delaying the ad approvals. That's
Okay.
what's happening, correct? And so email marketing is what still, there's no money attached to it. If you have a list, you would be able to still sell a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I would say now start building your email list. Now it's a good time for you to offer lead magnets to your audiences, or
Uh-huh.
run ads and offer lead magnets and get people into your email list. Through
Okay.
that, you would be able to then nurture them, and then when everything ends, you sell any good product, high end product, they would buy it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at these things, because other than that, if you have a physical business, if you're a restaurant, you cannot do anything right now physically, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing, there's open. You cannot say, go and come to us and avail this coupon. They cannot come to you right now.
Exactly.
So only thing to connect with them is online. There's no other way.
So what about B2B SaaS based companies? Like, do they have to pivot their brand awareness to any specific strategy, or what could be the best practices for
Yes,
that?
right now they can increase their brand awareness based ads, and they
Yeah.
can slash their prices or
Okay.
make something free. That's
Okay.
what they can, like, if you have seen the companies, they're already doing
Yeah.
this. Yak
Yeah.
has done it, and Loom.com has
Including
done
us.
it,
Yeah.
and webinar companies have done it. And
Yeah.
if you see PitchGround, you heard of
Yeah.
PitchGround, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
they're also coming up with a lot of good initiative with COVID-19. So this
Mhm.
can be done when it comes to SaaS companies, because this will also strengthen the relationship with the B2B customers, because businesses are already in losses now.
Okay.
See America, how many people have filed,
Yeah.
unemployment
Yeah.
thing. It's already almost 4 million people. So India, there will be a lot more, because right now this recession will be worse than 2009, as
Okay.
said by IMF.
Yeah.
So they have to, businesses, really SaaS companies who are offering B2B things to businesses, they have to consider this, slash the prices, keep it bare minimum, and yep,
Okay.
only make it higher for the enterprise solution, because enterprises still can afford your services.
Yeah.
But small business owners who are already running in losses, who have already, employees have gone, so
Yeah.
they need money right now.
So, what is the trend do you see in this freelance work? Like, is there any good increase in the clients, or most of the clients have also paused their businesses
Yes,
so
they
far,
have.
and most of the freelancers has got affected? Because I was in
Yes,
touch with few freelancers, and they said that specifically that they're not getting actual great works
they
because lot
won't.
of huge impact. So, what could we possibly do to keep their work consistent, or what are the other things we can focus on?
First of all, right now, again, creating a personal brand, I would say, with the number one thing, if you're a
Yeah.
freelancer. So even if you can take out any course to, if you know something, you can teach to people.
Mm,
A course nikalo, course banao, and then host it on a platform, and then make it affordable at a low price,
correct.
so that you can keep your cash flow going.
Okay.
Otherwise, see, right now, if you see, it's very deadlock situation. You
Yeah.
consider any business in the mind, अब
Correct.
COVID-19 आपके दिमाग में आ ही जाएगा कि you can't serve that business. But
Right.
if you have customers which have training companies or
Yeah.
consultants, dude, you are good to go. If
Okay.
you're serving consultants and personal brands, then you're good to go. But if you're
Okay.
serving restaurants, saloons, any local business, you won't be able to serve them because they're not open. Why would
Okay.
they spend on marketing?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you're a freelancer, make sure that you are appealing to them. You're telling them that you can still spend on your brand awareness based ads.
Yeah.
Don't do lead generation, don't do sales based ads, pitch for brand awareness ads.
Okay.
Because right now, even if they run brand awareness ads, दिमाग में रहेगा, पर जब खत्म हो जाएगा, they would be able to get customers then.
Yeah.
Brand awareness ads are a lot cheaper to run, right? Later, you can create custom audience out of it,
Okay.
and then retarget people with new offers when COVID-19 is already ended.
Okay.
For example, you can run the ad that we are a new business, and this is by educating them about COVID-19 only.
Okay.
Run an ad, and then later when it ends, retarget saying ki now it's ending. So how about this offer, right? So then
Yeah.
people would take that offer. You have a lot of people in the funnel who you would be able to retarget,
Yeah.
right?
And I see a recent trend that most of the digital marketers or big practitioners has slides their most of the premium courses online. It's like it's reduced in a such a in a it's reduced in a way that most of the people can take practice of all that online course. So that's a very good practice and good suggestion which I have mentioned.
Yes.
And like for you personally, as a service based company or as a consultant, what how has it impacted, and what are you trying to do to keep this going?
Of course, our clients have panicked. Of course,
Yeah.
they have panicked because again, it directly hits to their bank account,
Yeah.
and so one kind is panicked. But the one kind which we have, which I'm talking about, they have come up as a good leader,
Yeah.
and that's what they keep paying us. That's what they're saying. We'll keep running ads, and we won't stop that because they
Yeah.
already have a lot of cash flows going on. So yeah, we have a big kind that's we can survive that with. So
Yes.
um, that's what is impact. But of course, clients have lost money right now. Because two of our customers had local businesses, so
Yeah.
they are shut right now, so they cannot spend on marketing.
Okay.
Of course, impact has happened.
Exactly. So that's what makes it more difficult. Or like some people are trying their different ways to beat the situation right now.
Okay, but we
So
have told them that keep running brand awareness ads, or keep at least posting on social media, right?
yeah.
That
So
should be done.
what would you say the core focus should be to build a brand organically for a small B2B business?
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn
Let's
is a
say
good right
grow.
now. Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Please carry on.
Okay, so LinkedIn is a good platform. So what I would do is I would definitely attach myself with the brand, right? I would
Okay.
become the face of the brand right now.
Yeah.
I would become the face, and I would start promoting things. I would start posting. I would start engaging with a lot of people, with the big people, right? So that's what I would do. I won't stop the brand awareness ad. Again, I'm, emphasizing on it because brand awareness ads would eventually build a funnel, which is a custom audience, correct? So
Yeah.
don't, I will won't stop running it because see, organic reach is dead. You
Okay.
say organically आप पहुंच नहीं पाओगे लोगों अगर आप चाहो भी, you won't be able to reach. You have to run ads. There's no option in Instagram and Facebook. So
Yeah.
brand awareness ads are cheap. They're not expensive to run,
Yeah.
right? So that you can get a lot of eyeballs. So that you can do organically. LinkedIn is the best. So
Yeah.
start posting content, start posting articles,
Mhm.
and email marketing. I said, don't create an email list. If you had an email list, you would be at a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Again, that's organic thing. You're not paying for that.
Yeah.
Again, organic may you can do podcasting,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Start
Why
with
not?
podcast, create a podcast, and start inviting people. अभी तो जो जितने भी आप लोगों को इनवाइट करेंगे वो सभी घर पे बैठे हैं, तो
Yeah.
they would come and definitely have an interaction with you. Start doing that and tell them कि if you can also post on your social media channels.
Yeah.
When they post that, you will also get a lot of exposure.
Okay.
उनके stories पे आएगा, then people come to your stories, and then in the link in your bio, if you're doing it on Instagram, in your bio put a kind of a free lead magnet there.
Yeah.
Put a lead magnet and then say कि download this free ebook. Then you also building email list at the same time,
Okay.
right?
So talking about Instagram, like I think that's something people are using quite oftenly right now. Some people try to delete it but couldn't resist because of the quarantine life which is going on. Yeah, a few of my friends were trying to delete. चल मैं आज delete करूँगा, कल से नहीं use करूँगा. And
Then,
going back to Instagram and looking at the dog videos, cat videos. Yeah, so
true.
it's a big thing right now at this stage. So what is your perspective? What do you think about it?
About people like
Using Instagram.
using Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, use it, but don't go to news channels. Don't go to their Instagram accounts. Don't go to fake accounts who are promoting these bad things. Only go to, if you're looking for positivity, go and learn something from Instagram.
Yes.
What you can do is you can go to a big
Correct.
influencer's account, for example Gary Vee's account. Go and uski puri jo feed hi, it's full of content, good
Yeah.
content. Go and consume his content.
Correct.
If you know Digital Pratik, right? So go and consume Digital Pratik's content.
Yeah.
अच्छे लोगों को जाके follow करो and unfollow people who are creating what we can say panic or hysteria in the market. Stop following them.
Yeah.
Of course you can go and watch dog based videos, and those videos which would make your mind more positive. I don't do that because I'm not interested in that. I'm a gamer right now, so
Okay.
I'm gaming since the age of 4.
That's why all this headphone वगैरह.
Correct, वो तो दूसरा पड़ा है वहाँ पे. I game on PS4, so उधर भी I have a lot of things going on. So I used to game 5 to 6 hours a day. क्या तभी जाके चश्मा जब चढ़ा है ना, उसकी वजह से चढ़ा है. तो I would say if you're a gamer, go and play a game. Put on Instagram. First of all, start creating content yourself before you go and consume.
Okay.
So that way you also get started with Instagram content creation. Right? Do that first. Learn from others. There are a lot of free Instagram marketing courses right now on Udemy.
Yeah.
Or very cheap. They're 470 rupees, 370 rupees. उतना तो आप पिज्जा में खर्च कर देते हो.
अरे उससे भी कम है. Like I saw it for 99. Some courses for 99 as well.
Correct. So go and take those courses and learn how to create content on Instagram, and get a lot of audience to you, man. Because people are not thinking it from the long-term perspective. They're just thinking, अभी क्या हो रहा है? अभी तो हम बहुत फंसे हुए हैं. You're not seeing what will happen once everything is done with. Everyone would have money, right? So people need to think about the long term.
See, I recently saw in terms of business also, most people are trying to promote and push a lot of online e-courses through Instagram, very personalized e-courses, and for Instagram influencers. So what do you think? I think this would be the right time for them to promote their businesses or promote other people's businesses into that. So small businesses can really build their brand out of it. So is that a good practice for small?
Definitely, like influencers are made for that, but good influencers. There are a lot of bad influencers out there. वो कुछ भी promote कर देंगे जिससे कि होगा पैसा और जा सकता है. If you have heard, they are promoting a trading app. If you have seen those trading apps,
yes.
So they are promoting that जिसके से लोग पैसे उनके जा रहे हैं. So they shouldn't do that. They should always promote things which are very much legal, which are very much useful and beneficial for people in these times.
Okay.
For example, if you're promoting an app which provides information on COVID-19 cases in India,
Yeah.
That's the best thing an
Okay.
influencer can do. For
Okay.
example, Mumbai ka Nikhil, if you have heard of that guy, right?
Mumbai Chronicle. Yeah,
Yeah,
the bike.
the biker,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, biker.
Right. He can use his influence very well right now. He has an
Okay.
audience जो उसकी सुनती है.
Yes.
Same
Yes.
goes with technical Guruji. He is a
Yeah.
good big tech guy.
Influencer.
He can also, get people to know about a lot of tech apps which are there in the market, or tech
Correct.
websites which are there in the market to help people to
Correct.
serve, COVID-19.
Correct.
तो वो सब करे, कुछ gears बता सकते हैं, equipments के बारे में बता सकते हैं
Yes.
which are helpful. Drones, like educating audience that how government is working when it comes to technical word, so influencing in that way is a good thing. But promoting products which people don't require right now, don't have money to spend upon,
Okay. Yeah.
जैसे कि कुछ भी maybe के headphones कर दिए,
Yeah.
like who will buy headphones right now? No one would buy headphones right now.
Yes. Exactly. That's a
बिकॉज जो
point.
हेडफोन जो डिलीवर करने आएगा उसके खुद में ही कोरोना वायरस का वो लगा होगा कार्डबोर्ड पे. सो वो
You
वो
never
बाय
know.
करना भी नहीं
So,
चाहिए.
yeah. So I think like everyone is interacting right now at the same time, sharing their LinkedIn also. Thank you so much, guys. So if anyone have a question, please let me know. Vitesh has a question.
Hi Varun. First of all, thank you for arranging this beautiful call. So I have a questions like how do we schedule our time? Like even I want to do my personal branding. I am a digital marketer and I want to post my content. I want to share my knowledge with the audience. But like due to my work, like job, I'm unable to create the content. I'm unable to create the make that much of research. So I just want to know how I can contribute such kind of content in the market.
अभी तो टाइम है ना, अभी तो बहुत टाइम
नहीं
है.
नहीं नहीं.
Okay,
So
okay. I would say, see, this is, I mean, if I say generally, this is an excuse. What time do you come back from your job?
okay, so COVID-19 situation, it's a very worst situation for us because WHO is our client. Saturday, Sunday, each and every day we have to just monitor each and every conversation over the internet, and we have to report the fake conversation. We have to report. So belongs to the healthcare industry. हम लोग को सारी चीज monitor करने पड़ते हैं. So there is no fixed time. So morning my office timing is 9:30 and I come back around 9-10 o'clock.
No, yeah. So start doing that. See, what you can do is, what time do you wake up?
Around 7:30.
Wake up before that.
Okay.
Wake up at 6 a.m. All right.
Okay.
Wake up at 6 a.m. and start creating content and schedule the content. There are a lot of scheduling tools like,
Yes.
a buffer is there.
Right.
So you create a content and schedule it for like to go it in afternoon. Correct. So or to go it in the later stage. So
Got it.
what you can do is you can रात को 10 बजे आते हो यार, आप सोते कितने बजे हो?
Around 12 बज जाता है खाना वाना खा के.
हाँ तो 12 नहीं, अब 2 कर दो उसको, ठीक है. So sleep till by 2 a.m. So what you can do is आप खाना खाते हो, आपके पास फिर तो आप you don't watch Netflix, right? You don't watch Amazon Prime. Content is not specifically कि आप बैठ के creative बना रहे हो Canva पे and then you're publishing it. Content can be anything on Instagram. You're posting an Instagram story in your office eating apples, right? Or you can post an Instagram story while you're going to canteen or eating food. You can say I'm eating food. Let's do a live session, right? I'm eating food. I will be live for 5 minutes right now. Let's ask questions. Let's have an interaction. This is a content, right? You can office में बैठे हो आप, you can tweet a lot faster, right? You can tweet 5 to 6 tweets in within like 10 minutes. थोड़ा बहुत content सोच के start posting content on Twitter. Same content copy paste it on LinkedIn.
Got it.
That's what the omni-channel thing is. आप Facebook किया आपने, so there's a good tool known as IFTTT. If then this that. Alright, so that tool पे once you publish anything on Facebook, that can go to Twitter, that can go to LinkedIn, that can go to YouTube. Or YouTube पे जो post करते हो, that can automatically go to Facebook. So your content is being published while you are working, right? That's what you have to do. आप एक तो आप जल्दी उठो, 5:30 तक उठ जाओ, ठीक है? Start creating content. आप अपना कैमरा लगाओ, start recording videos, right? आप फिर ऑफिस के तैयार हो जाओ, विद इन ऑफिस जाके आप ट्वीट्स करना शुरू कर दो, अब लिंक्डइन पे कंटेंट बनाना शुरू कर दो, राइट? ऑफिस इज नॉट ट्रैकिंग योर कंप्यूटर, राइट?
No. So that all we have the access. We
So
can
go
do
and
anything.
go linkedin.com, start writing pulse articles, right? LinkedIn Pulse is there, start publishing articles there. And what I would say is, if you're running Facebook ads, right? If you have money to run Facebook ads, so why not create a Facebook ad, good Facebook ad, and run Facebook ad for that? You get a lot of audience. Start podcasting. यार anchor.fm एक ऐप आती है, anchor.fm. 5 minutes में you will have your podcast ready, right? So अगर आप रात को 12 बजे if you are there, you can then start and recording podcast from your phone itself, यहाँ से.
Okay.
and then it gets published. Then you just promote that podcast. So see, मैं निकाल रहा हूँ आपके लिए time, right? Time निकल रहा है ना अपने.
Yes, yes.
That's how you have to find out time.
Right.
Wake up at 6, start creating content, go to office, use Twitter, use IFTTT, right? This can automatically post on your social media platforms. When you are sleeping at 12, schedule it till 2 a.m. Create content, then schedule it for next day. That's how you have to find out time. And अगर आप जब की छुट्टी होती है तब तो आपका पूरा दिन पढ़ाई है. Start creating YouTube videos then.
So Vitesh, yeah,
Thank you,
Adi
Karan.
has a question. So Adi, please ask your question.
First of all, thanks Varun for conducting it, and thanks Karan for all the inputs. It was very enlightening in this bad situation actually.
Welcome, Adi.
Yeah. So I have a couple of questions. One is that, is this a good time if you own a sports blog or a YouTube channel? Is this a good time to post content? And if so, what would be your suggestion?
That's what I'm writing an article on right now, which is how omnichannel is the future of marketing. Because see, if you publish a content, that's also known as repurposing of content. So you don't have to be burdened with that. What you can do is create a blog post, first of all, convert that blog post into social media creatives in the form of carousels. Okay. अपने blog post को divide करो, cut those blog posts into pieces, copy those contents and post it on social media. Facebook पे आपने carousel बनाया, LinkedIn पे आप PDF के form में you can post the content. All right. So this way you are also getting people who want to consume content in a faster way. आप उनको भी cater कर रहे हो. People who like to read long form content, you are catering to them too. Next is convert that whole blog post into a podcast. Simple. आपने पूरा read ही कर दिया उसको. What you have written, just read that content on a podcast and publish it. This way you are also catering to people who would like to listen to it. ठीक है? Third step is over. Next, you can also create a YouTube video on it. Pretty simple. When you create a YouTube video on it, जब जिनको देखना पसंद है वो उनको भी आप cater कर रहे हो. So at the same time, you're catering to 4 types of people who would like to consume content in 4 types of ways, which is reading, or listening, watching, right? So this is the way you have to go. आप create a pillar content and then divide the content into pieces, post it on Twitter. For example, आपने कोई quote आपने डाला है अपने blog post में, उस quote को करो, post on Twitter, post on LinkedIn. One strategy which you have already written in the blog post, copy that and post it on a Facebook group. And say कि if you want to read the rest of the post, click here and redirect them to the blog post. And then also on the blog post right now, Google is also embedding podcasts and videos. So अपने blog post में, when you record a video, अपने video जाके उस blog post में embed कर दो. आपने जब podcast को आपने record किया, अपने podcast record करने के बाद उसके blog post में embed कर दो. So that way, you will have less bounce rates on the blog posts too, right? So whenever someone is reading, they would also touch on the video. Videos so they would keep seeing your content, so उसका time ज़्यादा रहेगा. The average session duration would increase, right? When he's come down, he's listening to your podcast, your average session duration would increase. So eventually this would send a good signal to Google that, okay, this site is providing content. Why not let me rank the site to, higher positions? That way your content will get organic searches, organic traffic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is what I am doing.
Okay, perfect. So just another question on that. So when we do a podcast or a YouTube video, what would be your suggestions, things we need to take care of or things we need to give a lot of importance to?
Okay, one is your sound quality, definitely, because podcasting mein audio is is a good thing. You should have good research content for it, because people nowadays kuch bhi hota hai to they just they don't trust on you. So you just have a good research content and have videos between 5 to 10 minutes. All right, वो आप post कर सकते हो, good short videos, and people are looking now for strategies and tactics and tricks to get things done faster. So post that kind of videos or audio podcasts. So what I've done is I'm posting 6 personal brand mistakes you avoid. Number 5 is the most critical one. Now, would you listen to that podcast if I say number 5 is the most critical one? Because we want
for number 5.
Yes. Because you want to know what number 5 is. That way you have to create that type of content. When it comes to YouTube videos, emphasis must or more on मेरी quality कैसे आएगी, मेरा face कैसे दिख रहा है, will I be able to do that? और ज़्यादा fancy cameras में भी invest मत करो, right? Use your phone and use a stand, उस पे phone लगा के just record it. And if you're not comfortable with videos, start posting the screenshot based videos which are there, no? Which are explainer videos. That can be done using a tool known as loom.com, lwm.com. That's a free tool right now.
Okay.
And through that you can start posting videos where you don't want to show your face. Okay? And when it comes to audio podcast, start with anchor.fm. It's a free tool, free forever. They're not charging it. Okay? Anchor automatically distributes your podcast to multiple platforms. So now my podcast, when it's distributed, it's published, it goes to Spotify, it goes to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts automatically. I don't have to do anything. Right? So make sure that you are using anchor.fm, your podcast pay. If you're doing interviews, make sure the interviews are 30 to 40 minutes, because interviews people would like to listen a lot more. So my interview maximum was 1 hour, 30 minutes, my maximum interview which has gone. So people have listened to the whole interview. So because, जब कोई flow में जाती है बात, then they keep listening to it. Audio can be listened anywhere, right? To a lot of extent. So that can be done. And don't hesitate to create a lot of content. Post regularly on YouTube and Anchor. Don't stop the flow. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि आपने post किया from next week post नहीं किया, next post नहीं किया. Keep posting, keep going live on YouTube. That can also interact with a lot of audience. So that live video can also become a content in itself.
Yeah.
That's it. Just don't hesitate and just keep going. That's it. And don't forget to promote via advertisements.
Okay. So ad makes a big difference.
Definitely. What I did is I did a podcast with Gaurav Madan. If you heard of Gaurav Madan, he's a big name in the Indian digital marketing. So I created that podcast and then I run Facebook ads through it. So that I got a lot of followers on Instagram too. People swiped up and they went to my Spotify. They heard the podcast and then they went on my Instagram. They followed me there. And now they're too much connected with me that if I promote any product, they would buy it. So that is a funnel, correct? That is a funnel to bring it to make them your customers.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Talking about video making, I think, starting off very small objects, like we made more than 100 plus videos using just, Ampliz just made 100 plus videos just with a phone camera. So it's not about, what big things you have. If you have just a phone, a normal smartphone, you can just have a tripod, done, boom. We just made 100. See, I interviewed more than 54 plus co-founders with just a webcam. That's it. So, and the distribution, like he said, distributed across omni-channel distribution is very important. And that's a great point you said, Karan. Like I really, like we want to also talk more about podcasting, like how to start. If people these days are also focusing on podcasting right now, because podcasting is also generating a huge number of traffic as well as good number of viewers and responses in perspective of personal branding. I think, would you like to add a valuable point to that as well?
Definitely. People would like to consume content when they are, doing something. So that is, podcasting is the best way. Like if you're driving, if you are doing gymming, so that way you're also training your mind. So आपकी physical body training हो रही है, and then you're training your mind also. So podcasting is a good way. People like to hear podcasts, and I would definitely say if anyone wants to start, the best time is right now. As the saying goes that the time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Now the best time is now. So that's the thing. You have to start podcasting, and today podcasting is very simple to start with. You can go with anchor.fm. It's a free tool, and you'd have to record it and then publish it through RSS feeds. That would be a long process, right? Convert it into a file and then upload it. So right now, just open your phone, record it from your phone, and publish it with the press of a button. Your podcast is on. And start. What I would recommend is people who are starting with podcasting, always keep recorded around 5 to 10 episodes, keep them recorded and then publish all of them together. Okay, if you just publish one episode, people won't have other episodes to consume. So your brand equity jo hoti hai, that won't go up. So what you have to do is keep 3 to 4 episodes recorded, and when someone hears the first podcast, eventually he would come to second and third and fourth. So already is then the connection deepens, right? Because he then knows कि यार इसने तो बहुत कर रखा है. It means he is a big authority. It means he would perceive you as an authority. Now, when you're an authority, whatever you sell, he would buy.
So even when you say when you are about to start a podcast, make some handful of videos handful of podcasts and then go on and publish it.
Correct. Because they already have a lot of more content to consume from your side. this is a trick which I heard from one of the biggest podcasters in the world, and he's already closed a lot of B2B deals through his podcast. If you heard of Eric Sue, he is the I think he's with Neil Patel's marketing podcast guy. He's the co-host. So he has built and grown a lot of 3 podcasts. Through that, he's closed a lot of B2B deals for his agency, which is single grain. So he has used podcasting through that. I have also got a lot of consulting offers through podcasts. क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा कि हमने आपको सुना था, and then we want to take consulting session from you. So I sold a lot of consulting sessions through that. So that's how I did, podcasting. And then you also want to go and be a guest on other people's podcast. That's one of the good strategies. Imagine they already have the audience, right? And you're already going there. And instead, if you want some services, if you want some, thing, just go and follow Adi, right? Go and follow Adi on Instagram.
So I think, like, see, like he said, even videos can be also converted to audio transcript, and you can repurpose it. So repurpose is everything right now. You can repurpose into video, audio transcripts, or even blog post, and then spread it across. That's how you can try it right now. That's what we can do with this video. Also, I can convert into audio podcast, and I can write a blog on what all things we discuss. So talking about repurposing and all, I just want to take one quick question from Naresh.
So I am a freelance content marketer and I use LinkedIn to generate most of my clients. So just 2 questions. How should the entire funnel to acquire clients look like as a freelancer? And what would be the best industries to target now as a freelancer?
You're talking about top of the funnel traffic into your thing.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing is if you're good in if you're a freelance content writer, so what you want to do is whom do you cater to usually? Whom do you cater to?
So my clients were in healthcare, and one of my client recently bailed out because they were in the translation industry, and translation is in a really deep mess now. So I'm just wondering if I should change the sector that I'm dealing with.
So right now, what I would suggest you to do is there are 2 industries which will thrive right now. One is e-commerce, one is e-learning, online education. 2 industries. You'll see, you haven't heard of any company shutting down. Has Flipkart shut down?
No.
Has Amazon shut down? Big Basket is overflowing with orders. You heard of Grofers, right? Grofers ke to servers hi band ho gaye the. A lot of traffic came, the servers crashed. So, and you can see Byju's is now spiked up. After schools being closed down and a lot of stuff. So now you should focus right now to get more clients into e-commerce.
Okay.
Right? Because soon, I think if the lockdown continues for more days, I think government can allow the logistics to continue, right? The trucking and everything. So if any e-commerce companies want to promote the products, dude, they're good to go with it. So what I would suggest you to do is create an Instagram story ad, okay, where you are having a swipe up option and saying ki if you are an e-commerce CEO, if an e-commerce owner, I am providing a free 30 minutes consultation call to you. Swipe up and get the offer now. This is one of the strategies. You can do it within Bangalore itself. And start with that. You will have create a free consulting call, have a session. Pura educate kar do usme. You can educate him a lot, and then you're building funnel like this. All right, this is one step. Second step is you can create a free test content or lead magnet. Again, going down the funnel of create a lead magnet and then having an email list and then sending an emails to them and then eventually converting them into clients. But only target e-commerce and e-learning company, because right now you cannot target restaurants, you cannot target salons, you cannot target any company who is providing services via brick and mortar companies. You cannot target them. Okay. Government hasn't allowed anyone to be open, so only online thing will thrive right now. Okay, so that is one way of providing free consultations to e-commerce companies, so that you get a lot of top of the funnel traffic. Okay. Same way, you can go ahead with running Facebook ads where you're providing free content. As your content writer, you can say 12 things to avoid in content writing or something like that, during these times, or how to be good at content during these times of pandemic happening. So people would learn it. You can provide how e-commerce companies can target specific industries. जैसे कि आपने e-commerce company का आपने campaign बनाया and then run for e-learning companies कि how e-learning companies can enhance their content ideas and get better when the pandemic gets over, right? So how you can enhance your sales when pandemic gets over with content marketing, right? 5 things to, enhance, 5 things to focus on right now, which can help you get 10x sales after pandemic gets over. So
Okay.
these things you have to focus on. So that will help you get a lot of fun, top of the fun traffic. Eventually capture the email addresses and, capture to them into their messenger sequence in your Facebook Messenger. You get the sequence on and keep providing free value, and then eventually convert yourself into clients, themselves into your customers.
Yeah, got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So thank you guys. Now we'll move ahead with the few more questions which I have for this web talk, and then later we'll go for the final ending session. So kindly everyone active right now on video can go back to, as I was saying. So there was really some interesting questions from our audience itself. So that was great. Thank you, Naresh. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, Vitesh, for giving your question, giving your contribution to understand over this conversation. So let's move on to further questions which I have in my mind. So like you said, Google ads are also like ad campaignings or advertisement is also getting a very good revenue in terms of a lot of influencers right now. For example, Faisal, and there are a lot of Facebook ad influencers who are running throughout services. So which one would you choose, Google ads or Facebook ads, and why do you prefer that channel?
That would also depend upon my objective. All right. So if my objective is to get a lot of traffic faster and inbound traffic, I would choose Google ads without any doubts. Right. For example, if I have to get sales faster, I would choose a Google ad. I would make a Google ad faster. I would get the traffic. I would convert the traffic into sales. Simple. If I have to get a long-term perspective, if I have to build audience which can be connected with me through long terms, I can go with Facebook ads. I can, run like a lot of messenger-based ads, a lot of ads where I can provide value first and then convert them into email subscribers, and then eventually, closing them. So Facebook is good for outbound marketing. Google Ads is good for inbound marketing. Okay, before that, I think I saw one question which says digital marketeers extended till April 15th. So this is only for people who are already in digital marketers free lab right now. So I just had to clarify that. I think, people are confused with that. So that's it. Okay, so I would continue. So Google Ads is definitely used for inbound traffic. If you have to like get sales faster, if you have to get a lot of leads faster, and convert a lot of them, use Google Ads right now. And if you want to run Facebook ads and get your message out to people using outbound strategies, Facebook ads is one of the best things you can do. And for e-commerce also, Facebook ads is a good thing. A lot of drop shipping stores, a lot of Shopify stores use that. Facebook ads is also good for your video advertisements, right? Of course, YouTube is good, but Facebook Pay abhi right now, people are more, they can't skip the, this thing. So Facebook ad, they can only scroll, but if something gets their attention, they would definitely pay attention to it. So Facebook ads ke through you can do it, and Facebook ads is good for a lot of lead generation. If I say you have to collect leads, and that's what the difference is. Outbound, inbound का difference रहता है, and then strategies वो है that is the lot of in-depth thing which you have to talk. So if I say what is better to do right now, I think if you have, it depends on the objectives. Inbound, if you have, go for Google.
So in terms of ad campaigning, inbound is, I think, more responsive. But so what about other email campaigns? Like, would you choose inbound strategy or outbound strategy for your business?
Inbound strategy, always.
Okay. And what would be the best productivity tools, or what would be the best productive hacks or marketing strategy hacks which we can work on right now at this stage? And why would you choose that?
Okay, again, if I talk about hacks and strategies, I would go with personal branding full on for inbound traffic. So I would, what would happen is I would create a free lead magnet, and I would just go out and promote that, and I would tell people to check my profile and click on the link in my profile. That way I have their email addresses, right? And then I would then go ahead and nurture them, right? The thing is to nurture your audience which you gather. So when you nurture them inbound तरीके से, outbound होता है कि अगर आप cold call करते हो, आप जाके you pitch people, वो भी एक outbound strategy होती है. But if you have to make people your fans and then keep buying from you again and again, then inbound strategy is the best. So create something for free, provide to the market, and then keep nurturing your audience with more free content, then get them to buy your products. That's one of the best things you can do. There's no substitute to that.
Okay.
That's one of the strategies, one of the hacks.
Okay. And other like, is there any hacks? Any other hacks?
I think running story ads, running ads, like providing content,
Okay.
doing email campaigns, doing LinkedIn content,
Yeah.
publishing a lot of LinkedIn Pulse articles.
Okay.
They are at a huge demand right now. They are a huge credibility factor. So
Yeah.
if you're someone who's looking for some strategy, go and use LinkedIn Pulse, because and connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn, which are possibly your business leads.
Yeah.
That's what you can do to get a lot of business leads right now, and change your profile names in LinkedIn. Like you have kept anything, right? So optimize your LinkedIn profiles right now, because a lot of, if you're pitching someone, they would definitely go and visit your profile and see what you do. So what you can do is in the name, and then put your expertise, and then say helping businesses scale your revenues, or I've helped e-commerce companies raise a lot of millions of dollars to help them to sell. So that way a lot of people will eventually connect with you for business leads.
Okay.
And that's again an inbound strategy. You keep creating content, and eventually people come to you, right? So you add them as a connection, you keep creating content, you keep writing blog posts, keep promoting them, eventually you will get a lot of leads. That's how I've got the leads.
Cool.
And one more thing, right now you cannot speak at events.
Yeah.
That you cannot do. Otherwise that would have been one of the biggest high ticket sales strategies.
Great.
Speaking in events.
So,
Other than that, you can do podcasting and promote your podcast. So one strategy which I told to people was record a podcast which is beneficial for small business owners, all right, and then run that podcast as a Facebook ad, or an Instagram story ad. You can say I've recorded how you can sustain in these times, so I want to listen to the podcast. And target small business owners on Facebook, and intersect that with the industry which you want to go after. Right? For example, you targeted small business owners, and if you want rich people, target people who have iPhones. Okay. Because they are the rich guys, right? So target with iPhones and intersect with industries. For example, if you want, you can also target Facebook group admins. You can target Facebook group admins and then intersect that with e-commerce. So for example, if someone owns an e-commerce group, of course, then he would be interested in what? E-commerce. So, and he's a small business owner altogether. So tino aa gaye ek saath, and then you can say, you can create specific podcasts for specific industries, and then let them contact you back.
Okay, great. So we have a few questions coming up in group chat. So one is Adi is asking, in case we missed out, because best app to make videos with custom background designs, which would you suggest?
In short,
exactly. In short is a good application. And Azim has a very interesting question. Coronavirus impact has changed the ROI and ROAS situation for a lot of Google Ads advertisers. How have you coped with this? And are you running your Google Ads campaign as it is, or is there any changes? And what short-term strategy for Google Ads?
Right now, we have stopped Google Ads because we saw a drop in inquiries. And so the cost was increasing, so we stopped that, and now we'll be focusing more on Facebook ads. See, right now a lot of Google ads बहुत impact पाएगा, क्योंकि a lot of local businesses also depend on Google ads. If you see, a lot of plumbers in US, a lot of plumbers in India, a lot of salons in India advertise on Facebook ads, a lot of restaurants advertise on Facebook ads, Swiggy advertise on Facebook ads, Google ads,
Google ads.
So that way, अभी तो restaurant ही बंद है. So again, Google ads will be impacted. Your restaurant ads you cannot run. So definitely, if Google ads will be affected, there's no option, right? You cannot do any magical thing and bring it on. But what you can do is create content-based Google ads right now. Like blog posts. Promote blog posts of your companies via Google ads. That is the top of the funnel traffic again for you. That's kind of brand awareness traffic for you, which you can capitalize on later, not right now.
Okay, great.
Right? For example, 5 best things to eat in during coronavirus. And you are a restaurant owner. Create a blog post and then advertise on that on Google.
And get the inbounds. That's a very interesting strategy.
And then also retarget them on Facebook.
That's a great thing. I think, Azim, that answers to the so that was the answer for the question. I hope that was great question by Azim Virani. So thank you for the question and thank you for answering it, Karan. So before we just wind up the session, just wanted to also ask you the one final question. How do you land? How did you land Neil Patel in your podcasting series? Come on, I have been pursuing that. That I wanted to know what is the hack you worked on that.
Dude, I lost my mind, when I saw the email from he addressing his assistant that, set it up. I was running around the house. I said to my mom, Neil Patel is coming. I was like, what the fuck? So mom got happy. So it's simple. There's no particular, black, extra thing which I did.
Yeah.
I talked to Eric Sue, who is his, podcast co-host. All right. I talked to him as to what's the best way to approach Neil Patel.
Yeah.
So he said, email him at neil@neilpatel.com. That's his mail ID.
Okay.
So what I did was I wrote a simple email. Only one to two emails I had to follow up 2 times to get a response. And so what I wrote in the subject line, India wants to hear from you.
Okay. Oh, great.
India was there. Right. So when because
a version of Arnab Goswami.
So because he's already connected with the word India, right?
Yeah.
He's a Indian origin, or I can say Indian kind of a thing.
Correct.
So India, he's in touch with India. So India wants to hear from you. That subject line was there.
Okay.
And then in the body, I wrote first. I also gave the template to you, Varun.
Okay.
I also give that whole template of email, so you can also share it with your audience.
That's awesome.
So what I wrote was, first of all, I introduced myself, who I am, all right, and what I do. Of course, that was the first thing. And then, but before you approach Neil Patel, you should already have credibility in the market.
Okay.
Because Neil Patel is a smart guy. He will देखेगा जाके कि आप हो कौन. He would go on social media. He would see if you have a website. He would see if you are yourself doing what you are preaching.
Yeah.
That should be done, right? So
yes.
Otherwise, why would he be on an interview with you if you're not posting content from your site? If Neil Patel is your first guest, don't invite Neil Patel.
Okay.
Have around 5 to 10 podcast episodes beforehand you approach Neil Patel. So I already had a lot of podcasts already done with Saurav Jain, Avi Arya, and Digital Pratik. So that was an advantage for me to mention there. Okay. So what I did was I mentioned Saurav Jain as the first name.
Okay.
Why? Because he already knows Saurav Jain. He already had a podcast session with Saurav Jain, and he already wished Saurav Jain for his institute visit, which is Digital Scholar.
Okay.
So he wished him all the best. So it means he already knows Neil Patel, right?
Yeah.
So it's he already knows Saurav Jain. He's also following Saurav Jain on social media.
Okay.
Right. So if I mention Saurav Jain that I have done with Saurav Jain, so he said he has done with Saurav Jain. Okay. Then Avi Arya. He also met Avi Arya. So it means he already has done some work, and now I should go with him. Cool. And then I delivered my link of the podcast, and I said, looking forward to hear from you. So those 2 critical aspects was, one, a back-end hard work which has already been put in place. Yeah. Second, the subject line which has been chosen. Don't say, hey Neil, I want to have an interview with you. Come on, man. Why would you open that email? He gets a lot of thousands of email every single day. Yeah. So you need to be different. You don't need to put any pitch in your subject line. I want to interview you. Can I have an interview? Neil, please, please, I'm a bro. I'm your follower since a long time. My mom would be happy. So don't put that. Say, India is waiting to hear from you, right? So that's what I did.
That was a really great strategy, and everyone, I will definitely share you the templates over the email ID. So thank you so much, because it's a very interesting thing. I leave to every details as well, not just the email template, but also to reach out to Karan as well. So his social links as well, so you can reach out to that. So stay till the end of the call, because we have something to give away for everyone at the end of this call. So that was Karan discussing about the strategy. So I just want to take the one final question Q&A session. So if anyone would like to ask a question, please definitely go ahead, raise your hand, and you can ask your questions.
So, I could have discussed this strategy with you offline, but as you were in this particular webinar, so a few minutes back, you were talking about the e-commerce thing. So I would, ask one thing, or as I would say, I would take some kind of suggestion from you, that what would be, according to you, a best strategy about content creation in relation to the blog? Because as I am an e-commerce store owner, as you know about it, so when we write blog post in regards to e-commerce, so we can write in relation to our products, we can write in relation to, if we are going to any kind of exhibitions and stuff, and what are the other things that we can coldly target the audience in relation to the blog post that we are writing.
Correct. So as I know that you are targeting women, right? And
Yes,
you
yes,
sell women clothing. So
yes,
definitely your audience gets segmented to women. Then men are out of the frame.
yeah,
So
yeah,
again, you have a age limit, right? That the age of women you can target on Facebook.
yeah,
Correct. So what I would suggest you to do is, as I think we would be having funds to target on Facebook right now.
yeah,
So you can create a blog post around things which are beneficial for people right now, or ladies, women right now, during coronavirus thing
okay,
happening, or any general information which you can provide, and run Facebook ad to it, or an
okay,
Instagram story ad to it. So what can you write now? So you can write, for example, identify the problems which women face in your industry, or
okay,
women face generally around the clothing which they have. For example, they're not able to find some clothing, if they have to say, where can I get this particular piece of clothing, right?
right,
For example, how to find Thai based clothing in Bangalore,
right, right,
how to find, sarees, five best saree stores in Jaipur,
yeah,
right? So you can then run Facebook ads for women in Jaipur area,
right,
and then also say ki, then also now Prakash has been saying, Prakash is running the ad. So when they're reading the content, they would definitely say ki, these 5 stores are there, and then they would get a lot of value from you. Okay. As a, through this, you are creating a top of the funnel traffic. You are
mm-hmm.
including a lot of women. बहुत
Right,
सारी women are coming to your website reading the content.
right,
Then you can retarget to sell your products later.
right,
Correct. That's one piece of content which you can create. Second piece of content which you can create is, for example, summer is coming. All right, summer is coming. So season based wearing changes, right? When the season changes, the wearing changes. So
maybe it can be in regards to colors, I guess.
correct, colors and type of clothing which you should wear, right?
Yeah,
And which won't sweat.
okay,
So जैसे कि
okay,
sweat नहीं आता है, जैसे कि which can keep you cool during summers. 5 type of clothes which you can keep you cool during the summers, and would help you to get less angry. And क्योंकि summer आता है तो people get a lot heat, तो बहुत वो they get angry, right? They would have a lot of pressure. That way you can create this type of content, seasonal based content for a clothing store.
yeah, and maybe there is one thing that if you can just throw some light on it, that maybe as you talked about the 5 things, so maybe we can create that kind of a range in those 5 products, and then we can post those photos in that particular blog post, so that would show a little bit more credibility in sense of if we talk about the
Correct.
trust that we
And
can
you can
show.
also post any of your products which you're selling. For
Right,
example, हर एक paragraph के नीचे post your product का link.
yeah,
If you want to have have a lifestyle like this during summers, check out
right,
this product and
okay,
take them to your Prakash Kritika store.
yeah, right,
Sale done.
right,
Right. So
right,
these are 2 ways. Third way which you can do is, what else can we do in clothing industry? Um, have a lot of content around what trends are going on, right?
trends,
Because a lot of women would like to know कि भाई क्या चल रहा है market में, what people are wearing.
yeah,
So a lot of women don't go outside, so they would like to know कि what are people wearing, what are the high class wearing, or
yeah,
for example Mumbai or Delhi में ही there are a lot of people who wear good clothes, or a lot of fashionable clothes, trending clothes. Because if we see the trending, the fashion capital of the world is Milan, is
yeah,
Italy right now, right? वहीं से fashion emerges and goes into the world, and it happens in Jaipur also. So a lot of women would like to know what are the trends. So 5 clothing trends which you can't miss right now. Number 2 would make you more, would attract your what you can say, would make you away to your husband.
yeah,
you
right,
can
right,
do like that, would make so that way ladies would be attracted, they would be thinking, yeah, मेरा husband तो मुझे attracting नहीं होता है. So number 2 would make your husband to, be more attracted towards you. So this is the kind of, headlines which you see on the magazine covers. वही तो आपका attention catch करती है. This way you can create this blog post and then again, create a funnel traffic and then ultimately, and also capture their email lists. What you can do is you can provide this kind of information in an ebook format. I say you are also capturing their emails, and then later when you have a product come up from Prashkriti, promote that to your email list.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So I think
Okay.
that answers to the question of Ralph.
Yes.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Ralph. That was
Thank
a really great question about e-commerce. It was really important to understand the e-commerce part
Thank
as well.
you.
And many people are facing a lot of challenges from logistic aspects and to the e-commerce part also. So that was a great question. So I think this would be the wind up session. So guys, before leaving, we just would like to know the feedback of the call. How was it? How interactive was it? So Debarati will be joining, sharing the feedback form in the chat session. So click that and just let us know how did you feel about the call. We would really consider your opinions because it's really important to understand how interactive it was, what changes we should make, and how was the call, such that it will be a great feedback for us to keep on improving. This is how you gave us the user experiences based on what the call was all about. So Karan, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I think that was a one great chat. 1.5 hours just flew by, and so productive discussion it was. At the same time, I would really love to share a small a screen, like Deb will be sharing you the screen. So we are giving a very interesting offer right now during this COVID time, because it's really important. Like Karan said, your personal branding is really important, and if you, and most of the founders and co-founders will be very much available, or most of the business people will be available at their houses, or they work from home right now. So if you want to reach out to them, or you want to try your prospecting ideas or concepts, you can definitely use our product Ampliz and People Finder. So we are giving away 2 products as in half price. So you guys can go and check out. The link will be also given in the chat section. So you can take it up and try it out. You can try it out and let us know the feedbacks, because we want you to, like, you can use it for your personal branding, or for your business, like freelancing
You
opportunities.
definitely need these right now, because when I'm seeing this, this Ampliz is a great, when I saw the products, they're great right now. And अभी तो आपको सबको चाहिए होगा भाई, सब बैठे हैं यहाँ पे. अभी जब end होगा ये सब कुछ, you would definitely, you would you should definitely right now train and get tools and services, and get upskill yourselves. You should have a lot of money in your bank account to invest in these things. Come on. All right, so
these are the tools which helps you to get your
yeah.
productivity time and reduces your much of your burdens or tasks. So try it out, definitely. Thank you, Karan, for pitching it for me as well. And I thank you, everyone. Thank you, Karan, especially for giving us this 1.5 hour of time discussing about productivity hacks and digital marketing hacks. More about Karan, I'll share you across email his hack which he got Neil Patel in his podcasting series. So I'll share you every details in email. Everyone, thank you so much for participating. Thank you, Karan.
Thank you so much, Team Ampliz and Devarti and Varun. It was a great session, first of all, and let's have some audience engagement in the comments.
Yes,
How many? If you like the content today, write "I will implement" in the comment, and I would see
correct.
how serious you are in implementing what we taught. See, you can learn a lot of this, but if you write in the chat section, "I will implement," and that's when we will see that how serious you are in implementing whatever was discussed today.
I started.
Okay? Come on, guys, we have 23 people right now. I want to see 23 chats coming in. I will also write myself, right?
Yeah, me too. I have done already. That's
Great,
nice.
great. We
Everyone
have
is active.
response
Thank
coming.
you so much, guys.
Implementing it now.
This is the
Amazing.
feedback, which is what we wanted to hear at the end of the call. I mean, this is what the great session. So people said me yesterday, I had a call with a particular LinkedIn team that they asked me a particular question. How do you, when you shift from offline to online event, how would you keep up your engagement, or how do you do the networking? I say we can do it all together. That's what I can see right now. People are interacting. So this is great. Everyone do reach out through LinkedIn. I am pretty much sure everyone has shared their LinkedIn, and please make sure you connect each other and exchange your business ideas or exchange your strategies such that we learn, grow, and network together. So thank you so much, Ralph, for giving his LinkedIn information. So thank you, everyone. So we are winding up the show. Karan, once again, thank you so much, and we'll meet again and discuss on different other strategies in coming months. Okay, great.